USA Today put out a list, and this is Nate Davis at USA Today, and he opined that some 20% of NFL first-round picks, of recent NFL first-round picks, could be on the hot seat this year. And these are former first-round draft picks that have not yet gotten to their second contract. They have not yet been signed to a lucrative second deal. And they listed 20 players, and they listed them alphabetically. Like, for example, they've got Garrett Bowles of the Denver Broncos. They got Corey Davis, the wide receiver from the Titans. Andre Dillard, the left tackle from Philadelphia. Bud Dupree of the Steelers they've got on the list. They've even got Leonard Fournette on this list. Considering the number 4 pick 3 years ago, who has been productive but obviously has had some issues personality-wise in Jacksonville. This feels like a make-or-break year for Leonard, either to re-sign in Jacksonville or to basically create a money year for himself moving forward. But the one, and look, and there's other really notable players. I mean, you got quarterbacks like Dwayne Haskins and Mitch Trubisky on the list. You got Jonah Williams on the list, who played last year, or who was injured last year, as a rookie. Big opportunity this year, coming back healthy, protecting Joe Burrow. But the one that caught my eye, of course, is the lone Saint on the list, and that's Marcus Davenport. And as I mentioned, they're alphabetical. So if you look at the list, Davenport is second behind Garrett Bowles of the Denver Broncos. But it's just because, alphabetically. But the write-up reads, think back to the 2018 draft, when the Saints traded 2 first-round picks to select Davenport 14th overall out of Texas San Antonio, ostensibly as one of the final pieces to a championship equation. To date, the gamble hasn't paid off. Davenport collecting 10.5 sacks and 28 quarterback hits in 2 seasons while failing to make an impact in the playoffs. A pass rusher who benefits from playing alongside Cam Jordan really needs to ante up soon. Okay. I would like for this to be an example for you of lazy media. It is not always possible for national guys who cover, and gals, media, who cover the entire league to go as deep on the local team as a local reporter would. The people who cover your team go deep on one team. The people who cover the whole league go wide, surface level knowledge of a bunch as opposed to deep knowledge on one. And this is an example of that. And this is where I would point, and I'm not trying to crush this guy, but this is where, if you're Nate Davis, you would generate contacts with people who cover the team and ask them their opinion on this before you write the column. Because here's the problem with that opinion, that very lazy opinion from Nate Davis. First, Marcus Davenport has missed 3 games in each of his NFL seasons. He's played in only 13 games. So to strictly look at his statistics through 2 seasons is, without mentioning the injuries, is misleading. You could argue that he's shown to be injury prone, and that's a concern, and that's legitimate. But just looking at production and saying he didn't make an impact in the playoffs when he didn't play in the playoffs, that matters, right? But the 6 sacks he had a year ago were second on the team to your all-pro defensive end, Cam Jordan. I'll take my second defensive end with 6 sacks opposite my starter, all-pro, who's getting 15.5, especially when it's only in 13 games. As a rookie, Davenport was starting to break out in November before his injury. As a matter of fact, Pro Football Focus, when Davenport was injured, tweeted this 2 years ago, the week of Davenport's injury. The loss of Marcus Davenport to an expected season-ending injury is huge for the Saints defense. The edge defender had taken a huge step forward in 2019 with his 83.7 PFF grade, ranked 15th among players at the position with a minimum of 300 snaps. Forgive me, that was his 2019 injury. That was last year, whenever he had the season-ending injury. He was starting to break out. You want to talk about Marcus Davenport's rookie season? How about this? Pro Football Focus, with their all-rookie team as the edge defenders, they listed 2. They listed Bradley Chubb and Marcus Davenport as the 2 best rookie edge defenders in 2018, despite the fact that Davenport played only 13 games. So my point is, and you can dismiss Pro Football Focus if you want, it's one metric. How about you look at actual production on the field? Let's compare to the aforementioned Cam Jordan, who is one of, if not the best edge rusher in the NFL and has consistently been in that conversation for the better part of the last decade. For his first 2 seasons, Cam Jordan did not miss a game. In his rookie season, he had 1 sack. In his second season, he had 8 sacks for a total of 9. Marcus Davenport missed 3 games in each of his first 2 seasons. Rookie year, 4.5 sacks. Last year, 6 sacks. Marcus Davenport, despite missing 6 games, has more sacks through his first 2 seasons than Cam Jordan did. Please don't tell me that he's a guy that's underperforming or on the hot seat or needs to ante up. What he needs to do is stay healthy. And when the Saints drafted him out of Texas San Antonio, everybody knew they were drafting this raw, physical ball of clay that they were going to be able to mold into an elite edge rusher. That was the hope. And we've seen those flashes when he's been on the field. The key for Davenport, get healthy, stay healthy for 16 games. If he does that, I love Marcus Davenport. I love what they've gotten from Davenport through 2 years. And so do the statistics bear it out, and so do things, metrics like Pro Football Focus. So whichever you want to look at, the bottom line is he's been a really good player when he's been on the field. So it's not you're on the hot seat because you haven't produced, Nate Davis. Stop being lazy. Do your research. Find out exactly what's going on with that player and recognize he's actually been pretty damn good when he's been out there. I think this is a huge opportunity for Marcus Davenport. Stay healthy this year, opposite Cam Jordan, blow up, maybe have 2 guys with double-digit sacks, and you could have the best edge rushing tandem in the entire NFL if Davenport breaks out in year 3, as he's shown that he was just bubbling below the surface each of the last 2 years whenever he was injured. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.